Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is January 7th. Now, we don't have any meetings to tell you about today, so we'll just jump right into who's on our program. Well, we caught up with Mark Tate. What a nice guy, and he is the president of the RV Wheelers Club, and they have been all over the place, but of course, since COVID-19, they've had to get creative, so we'll catch up with him and see what they've been doing. Then we also have a segment from Dr. Hovanessian, who is talking to us about posture and how it can change your eyesight and how your eyes feel. So very interesting stuff. All right, let's go ahead and give you our resources that we normally do for COVID-19. We have covid19.ca.gov, where you can follow along with all the governor's plans. And then we have occovid19.ochealthinfo.com, where you can get all the latest information about the phases for the vaccines. You could call their hotline at 714-834-2000. We have our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com, where we update on a regular basis to make sure you are informed of the latest. And you can email us at info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, the weather is looking quite lovely this week. We certainly don't have any complaints. We had a little bit of early morning fog, but it's already burnt off. So we're looking at 70-50 today. Tomorrow we're looking at 68-51, and then Saturday we are looking at a lovely sunny weekend with 72-50 and 72-49. And then Monday we are looking at partly sunny with 73-50. Our sunrise this morning was 6:56, and our sunset was 4:59. Now, Alan Clark, thank you so much for sending this in. He found a pod that is most likely from a palm tree. So thank you so much for sending that in, Alan, and that is right here in Laguna Woods Village. If you have a lovely photo that you would like to send to us, either of the village or the beach or someplace around here, that is a really nice photo, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we return, we're going to have the RV Wheelers Club, so stay tuned.
Improving your hearing is the most effective way to prevent cognitive decline. Research shows your brain cannot remember what it doesn't hear. Hi, I'm Ann Mundell-Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing. Hearing loss makes understanding harder when others are wearing masks while doing Zoom calls, FaceTime, and watching TV. It's time to enjoy conversations again. Call Amazing Hearing to schedule your hearing appointment. We are the experts and we accept some insurances.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Mark Tate, who is here on behalf of the RV Wheelers Club. Well, Mark, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And what a great club you have, the RV Wheeler Club. And I'm sure it was more fun before our last year when we had our COVID stuff happening. But nonetheless, I wanted to kind of ask you about the club, how it formed. You know, what have you guys been doing up to COVID point, and then what have you been doing after? So maybe you can tell me a little bit about the club and what it is.
Sure. The club was formed way back in 1966, just a few years after they actually started construction on the village. We've had a number of campers, folks that are interested in using their RVs, and we formed the club. We like to try and keep some of our trips within a few hours drive, so that way we're not doing long drives. But we've been out to the desert. We've been down to Chula Vista, all the way up to Bishop. And some of our members, of course, go out on their own, and they've traveled the country from the East Coast, spots in California, all the way up to Alaska.
Wow.
My wife and I, we've been as far as Yosemite, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, Washington, Oregon. So we've been around ourselves.
What do you like about traveling in your RV?
Well, it's like having a cabin everywhere. When we were first looking at RVs, we were actually up in the Big Bear area looking at cabins, and we were very close to buying one. And we were also looking at RVs at the time, and we decided it's an opportunity to visit different places and basically bring your little apartment with you.
Yes, I mean, I imagine you have all of the amenities, of course. Did you start off with a small RV or a large RV, and have you bought different ones throughout the years?
Well, actually, when we started camping, we had a 2-room tent. And so we've kind of graduated from that. We've gone from camping, and people refer to it as glamping. So now we're inside. We have heating and air conditioning. We have a bed, all the amenities that you would have at home, but it's on wheels and you can take it anywhere.
That is great. I mean, and it's nice that you have so many people. Approximately how many folks do you have in the club?
We're right around 150 right now.
Okay, that's a lot. Are you able to get everybody together usually, or what's the maximum amount of people you were able to get together?
Well, we'll set up our camping trips. We call them rallies. Usually we're camping between January and May. We'll break for the summer. In June, we'll have a group picnic. We'll pick up again in September, camp through November, and then we have a Christmas party in December.
So people who have RVs, they obviously can't park them in their driveways. So what do you guys do with your RVs? Do you have a storage?
Well, fortunately here in the village, we actually have 2 storage lots. So we can accommodate, I think it's probably 400 some odd RVs altogether.
Wow, that's great. And do you find that people kind of stay with the same RV, or do they generally, like cars, do they trade them in every few years?
Yeah, the industry constantly changes. There's a big show in Pomona every year. My wife and I we used to go there and look around and see what was available. I mean, we started off with a 30-foot motorhome, a Class A, with no slides, and we've graduated up to one now that's 34 feet and has slides. And some of the other ones have as many as 4 or 5 slides, up to 40 feet. You can find some smaller units that are basically van conversions that
Yeah.
they turn them into campers.
Yeah, if you were going to recommend someone who wanted to get an RV, what is some research that you think they should do?
Well, like my wife and I did, we went out and looked around. Again, it's like shopping for any other vehicle. If you're looking for a particular type of car, you're going to look at those models. And probably the best way is to go to either the dealership or some of the shows that they have throughout Southern California. And so you get an idea of the different varieties, the different amenities that are offered, from small to large. And then you get an idea of what you're comfortable with. Because driving a car to driving something that's 34 feet long and you're towing a vehicle behind it, it's a little bit of a change.
Oh gosh, I bet. I mean, of course, we've watched those movies where, you've got Robin Williams who has just gone crazy with the big old RV and has all these challenges. I'm a little nervous about doing something like that for sure. So if you wanted people to know more about the club, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, we have a website for the club. They can go to that and they can contact any of the board members. My name is listed. I've actually, through the past, going into my 2nd year now, I'm always getting calls from people that are interested in the group, and they're asking questions about the club and what we do and how to join and where to park. So they're interested in, obviously, if they're moving into the village,
Right.
they're looking for some place to park their RV.
Okay, good. And then obviously we haven't really gotten together over the last 10 months. So what have you guys been doing? Any traveling, or have you just been staying put?
Some folks have gotten together. They've done some trips where maybe 4 or 5 couples have gone out and done a small trip together.
Mm-hmm.
It's been up to the individuals. Again, because of the restrictions, it's been a little difficult to go as a group. But some folks have gone out on their own, and others have gone with them. We did a trip with a about 4 other couples up to the Bishop area, just to kind of get out and enjoy the outdoors a little bit.
Well, exactly. I mean, it seems like the ideal thing to do these days. You do all your own cooking. You can, physically distance from people, and you really don't have anybody around you, and you have nature. So, I mean, that seems like a really good deal.
Yeah, there's good and bad. I mean, obviously, when you're going out, you'd like to see things and be able to visit, or if you're near a national park or something like that, you get to go out and visit different places. But again, with the lockdown, it's kind of limited to the extra activities you can do.
Exactly. Well, do you have anything planned over the next few months?
We ourselves don't have anything planned right now. I know there's actually someone in our group that's kind of kicking around an idea to go up to Bishop again. So we're working on that. And then I've put it out to other club members if they're interested in going someplace to let me know. And I can go ahead and group email everybody and let them know that someone's going somewhere. And if they want to join, they can go out with them.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I mean, the RV club sounds like a great opportunity, especially if someone hasn't done it before. You could help sort of guide them as to what they might need to be able to join. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. With us today is Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. She has great news for seniors. Doctor, why don't you tell us the exciting news?
Mom, we know there are many seniors living with tooth pain. 7-Day Dental is starting a new program called Seniors First. Seniors who are 65 years or older will get initial free exams and x-rays.
That is so nice, Doctor. Call your nearest 7-Day Dental to get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Welcome back. Well, today I'm joined by Dr. Hovanessian, who is here with Harvard Eye with a very interesting subject and how it relates to your eyes. Well, Dr. H, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Great. It's great to see you too. How are you?
Good, good. And we were talking offline about how this whole subject matter sort of comes about. And, you know, when I looked at what you sent me, I thought, okay, now how does this actually relate? So we are going to be talking about bad posture and how bad posture can actually contribute to a visit to the eye doctor. So tell me how this all sort of came about.
Well, it's common for eye doctors to see patients who come in with headache, wondering if it has something to do with their eyeglass prescription or their eyes. Is it an eye condition? And this sometimes is prompted by the patient who makes the request, sometimes by the primary doctor who says, why don't you check with your eye doctor? But as it turns out, probably 3 out of 4 of those visits, the underlying problem has nothing to do with the eyes. It has to do with the posture of the person and with muscle tension. Isn't that incredible?
I would never have thought both, you know, because when you have something that like your eyes do hurt, but I would not think that if it was muscle tension, like in my neck, to cause my eye to hurt. That's great that you can actually make that correlation.
Yeah, so, you know, those of us, especially nowadays, who are spending more time at home, less time going out and, you know, socializing, you know, people are curled up with their iPad on their couch, or they're sitting at their computer kind of slouched over in these awkward positions for hours on end, not moving, and getting less exercise, which is the enemy of you know, of muscle tension. Exercise helps us both to relax muscles and have strength to support muscles. So these people develop muscle tension, and one of the most common places is in the muscles that support the neck. You know, your head weighs about 12 pounds, and if you're leaning forward, there's an incredible amount of tension on the strap muscles in the neck that help hold your head up. And that tension, if you think about it, if you were holding a light weight at arm's length for, you know, a period of minutes or hours on end, how much tension would you get in these muscles that are holding up? It'd be unbearable. As it turns out, the nerves that tell us we're having pain in those same muscles are the same nerves that serve the eye. And so people will develop pain behind their eyes that is indicative of a problem in the neck muscles or the back muscles. And so it's one of the complexities of our nervous system that causes this confusion.
I see. Now you do have another slide here that we're showing for bad posture, and that's standing posture. And one thing that, you know, if you look at desks these days, it gives you the option to sit or stand. And you were showing me offline how you have a standing desk. I have a standing desk, and I love it. And I use a chair that is a like a drafting chair.
Yes.
So it's really high, and then I have like that little circle on the bottom that I can put my feet up on, and it's so much more comfortable. So
yeah, we'll show a picture of that. You know, so this desk, I'm standing as I'm talking to you here. This desk goes up and it goes down, and I go from sitting to standing. When I'm in an interview, I like to stand up because I'm a little bit more animated. But I will spend about 70% of my day, if I'm at my desk all day, standing, because just the movement of being able to step around to different parts of the desk helps, and you know, it gives relief to muscles by altering the position. So bad posture is when you don't have good alignment vertically of your spine. On the left, if you see the first picture that shows bad posture, you know, you see someone who's kind of leaning back and slumping their neck forward, whereas being upright gives you, takes the load of your body and distributes it along an axis that ends just in front of your heels. And you can see in the next picture that shows good posture, you know, your skeletal system is designed to be aligned in that way so that your center of gravity is right over that space just in front of your heels. That's a minimum of muscle tension to do that. And so it's good to stand part of your day. And so one way to do that is, if you've got an iPad or a computer, if it's a laptop, is put it up on a counter and elevate it above the counter, because you can see in the next pictures what good posture looks like sitting. You know, and so in a desk sort of environment, what you want is your forearms level to the ground, your elbows by your side. Notice her elbows are not in front of her. I can't get quite tall enough to do that, but if your elbows are in front, then you're putting tension on your back muscles to hold them up. Right. And notice that she's got her feet propped up on a box so that her knees are more or less at a 90-degree angle. That way she's not having to alter her back position just because her feet are hanging down. And that's kind of what you do with your drafting desk, isn't it?
Exactly. It is. And it works out really nice because on my desk, I have a little ledge, and I could put my leg up high on that ledge. So it works out great. I never thought I would really like it, but I do, and it does take a lot of pressure off my back. One other thing that I want to show is that, you know, when we are looking at our phones, we are doing this constantly. I see more kids do it, and I think it's just a shame. So I mean, like you said, prop it up on something, but another thing that you can do is on the back of the phones, there's these little knobs you can buy. So at least that way you can hold your phone up rather than looking down.
And I agree completely. To have your head vertical and not tilted over. You know, when you're doing this, you're putting, again, extra tension in the back of your neck. So you want your head level. And notice in the pictures, you'll see the computer monitor is at eye level. And that's the part of the monitor that you're spending most of the time looking at. You know, so obviously your eyes glance around to different parts of the monitor, but that way you're not forcing your head to follow your eye position. Laptops are invented for people who are about 3.5 feet tall, you know, to be propped way up so that their head and their arms, you know, are together. They're just not designed for the human body. So if you use a laptop, you really need to do one of the things shown in the last picture. So you can tilt it up on a stand so the monitor is closer to eye level. Some people like to get a second monitor they can put above, or a second keyboard. That's the least expensive option, where you can prop up the monitor but have a mouse and a keyboard down at the, you know, so your arms are level. It's incredible the amount of time we spend on computers, and incredible the impact and harm done when we get this wrong. No, it's not going to make you go blind, but I'm not just an eye doctor. I'm a doctor, and I can tell you it's very bad for your body to put yourself through that kind of strain. So don't take Advil, make your posture right.
There you go. That's an awesome idea. So then your final thoughts are basically that if you do find that you are having some eye strain, maybe first look at your neck and your posture.
Yeah, think about it. And then the other thing is exercise. Core strength relates to that strength that supports your posture. And doing exercises, there are lots of them online, lots of, at Village Television, you've got lots of programs that help people to strengthen their core. That is the other element of preventing pain and injury, both flexibility and strength in those core muscles. So we can't help it. We've got to be home more these days, but we can try to take better care of ourselves.
Great advice. Thank you so much. So when we come back in 2021, can you maybe go over all of the effects that the screens of the phones and our computers do to our eyes? Because I've always wondered what the effects are.
You bet. Be happy to talk about that.
All right, excellent. All right, well, we look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you, and Happy New Year to everyone.
All right, thank you. And we'll be right back after this.
At Harvard Eye, we're so happy to be open again to see you for all of your medical and surgical eye care. We're taking great care to protect everyone from COVID-19 by seeing fewer patients, spacing out chairs in the lobby, sanitizing our office constantly, and doing much more. The world is changing a lot, but what hasn't changed is we're honored by your trust and confidence and committed to keeping you safe. We can't wait to see you again.
At Diane's Hallmark, we're ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Come in and see our great selection of cards and gifts. We have everything you need to show that special someone how much you care. And don't forget those grandkids either. Diane's Hallmark has many cards and gifts for them as well. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Marketplace Center, right next to Hobby Lobby. We have something for everyone. Come in today and take care of all your Valentine's Day needs.
Been working with retirees since 1984. I specialize in protecting people's money, setting up a secure retirement income stream for them, and making sure their money is there when they need it. I started Sterling Financial Advisors under the premise that we not only needed quality service for clients out there in the financial industry, but ethical standards as well. We don't have any monopoly on the investments we use. What we do have a monopoly on is the integrity and how we treat our clients.
Hello, I'm Barry Arbuckle, President and CEO of Memorial Care. This important message is for our patients, employees, physicians, and our community, and it must not wait. Together, we have flattened the COVID-19 curve by social distancing and other measures. Together, we have prepared for the possibility of a surge in hospital patients, which thankfully we haven't experienced. And together, we have continued to provide exceptional, safe health care to a small percentage of patients who have the virus and many others with healthcare needs completely unrelated. Together, we must now focus on renewal. Renewal of healthcare services and, most importantly, the renewal of your healthcare. I know some of you are reluctant to seek care as our community adjusts to reopening. You may be ignoring symptoms or delaying important treatment. This is worrisome. Delays can lead to worsening of serious medical conditions, even unnecessary loss of life.
I'm Dr. Mark Sackwood, Chief of Cardiovascular Surgery for Memorial Care. I just completed a minimally invasive aortic valve replacement. This patient had aortic stenosis with increasing symptoms of shortness of breath, chest pain, and dizziness. Without surgery, there could have been dire consequences, including potential loss of life. If you have symptoms, please don't delay your care. We are here for you.
Oftentimes, conditions like the one Dr. Sackwood just described are discovered in one of our 4 hospital emergency departments. We know of instances in which patients have delayed going to the ER when they needed to be there.
I'm very concerned that patients with stroke, heart attack, sepsis, or other medical emergencies are delaying care. Let me reassure you, it is safe and critically important that you do not ignore the signs and symptoms such as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, or sudden onset of headache. If you think you may be having a medical emergency, don't wait. Call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room.
We want you to be safe and feel safe. That is why Memorial Care is taking every possible precaution to ensure a protected environment for all patients, whether they're in one of our neighborhood health centers, urgent care centers, imaging or surgery centers, or our hospitals.
Memorial Care hospitals and outpatient centers are once again performing scheduled surgeries and procedures covering many specialties, including joint replacement, spine surgery, gynecological procedures, and many others. And we are taking many extraordinary precautions. All individuals entering any of our facilities are screened for symptoms, their temperature is taken, and a mask is provided. All surgical patients are tested for COVID-19 before their surgery. Waiting areas have been reconfigured for social distancing, and we continue to follow the most stringent compliance with disinfecting and cleaning of all equipment and spaces.
These types of precautions are taken in all of Memorial Care's locations, regardless of the service being provided. And remember, most health care isn't provided in a hospital. Memorial Care offers the greatest number of options for outpatient, neighborhood-based centers in our region. You can have your primary care and urgent care visits in person or virtually. Outpatient surgeries and imaging tests can also be performed in any number of our outpatient centers.
All of our outpatient centers stand ready to care for you. Whether your child needs a vaccination, you have a chronic condition like diabetes or high blood pressure, or whether you need an imaging procedure for a sports injury. Whatever your need, we're here.
Memorial Care is deeply committed to providing our employees, our physicians, and our community with exceptional and safe health care today and every day. Please don't neglect your health. You can rely on us as you always have. Thank you for the trust you place in Memorial Care and the honor of serving you.
Welcome back. We just have a couple of announcements for you today. We have the reminder when you are playing sports like pickleball and tennis. It is important that you wear your mask the entire time, as much as you can stand while you are playing these sports. I know that is very difficult to do, but right now it's very important to do so. And also just to remind you that there is no doubles play, only singles is allowed right now. If you want more information about that, please call 949-597-4273 or email at recreation@vmsinc.org. And then also for all you golf enthusiasts out there, golf is going digital this year. Now, if you haven't already received information, I'm sure it is on its way. All resident golfers must register by creating a user profile. Now, golf management will email instructions to those who have already had an email address on file, but if you don't, then you do want to give them a call at 949-597-4336. And one last quick thing, Monday, January 11th, Dr. Trin will be giving a talk on memory care, and that'll be from 10 to 11 a.m., and you can send an email to sunshine.lute@gmail.com. All right, our weather this week is looking quite nice. We are looking at temperatures not very warm at all, but just beautiful in the 70s. 70, 50 today, tomorrow 68, 51. Then over the weekend, we're looking at sunshine, 72 and 50 and 49, and Monday 73, 50. Have a great day in the village. We'll see you again here tomorrow on Friday. Bye-bye.